All right, hi guys, we are back with another video. So we decided to do a little mukbang. Janet cooked all of this food. So she made my favorite, like one of my favorite meals that she makes, which is chicken pesto sandwiches. Oh, they're so fire, guys. They're so fire. But yeah, we just wanted to do this so we could like talk a little bit about her experiences in Korea, right, babe?
Yeah.
Because it is unfortunately coming to an end.
In 2 days.
Yeah, don't cry, okay?
Not on camera.
Yeah, we're also gonna be drinking some beer.
Him beer
And then you beer. This is beer too.
No, it's wine, isn't it?
Oh yeah, wine. It's nice and chilled, so let's crack these bad babies open.
Can I eat my sandwich?
No, we gotta do it at the same time. I'll open yours.
Thank you.
There you go. Alright. Cheers. Wait. Sorry. Let's show them how it looks like. Look
It
at that.
doesn't look that appetizing.
It's very appetizing, yeah.
So basically, it's just sandwich bread with a little bit of mayo, grilled, with also.
I keep telling her to join like Master Chef and shit, cause she all.
And then chicken breast shredded with pesto sauce. I usually had a little bit of cream cheese, but I didn't have any, so.
Rolling my eyes back and shit.
And fresh mozzarella cheese. Oh yeah, how is it?
Pretty good. Really good, actually. So yeah, let's get into it. So how has Korea treated you, babe?
Pretty good. Overall, I'd maybe give it an 8 out of 10. Only
You're gonna
because
rate it?
yeah. Up until today it was a 9. The weather, -1. I hate it because of the bugs. Ugh. And then today I had a bad experience at the store.
One bad experience out of 2 months. And then you make it an 8.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think it's only because I came, at least the weather part is only because I came during like half of like the swampy season. Yeah, I went to the grocery store today and I forgot the umbrella, so I got very, very wet. But that was my fault. Overall, everyone's been very, very, very nice. I really thought that more people would stare. They didn't. Oh, except in Pohang.
Like low-key, like disappointed if they didn't.
You have a piece on your mouth of oil. On the left.
Of oil?
I mean on the right of your lips. Yep, there you go. It's orange. Except in Pohang. I feel like in Pohang people were staring because we were the only foreigners there. Literally, huh? We were like walking the beach and we were the only ones there. But elsewhere, everyone else just wasn't really staring. When we would go to like Seoul, foreigners would stare more compared to like Korean people. But yeah.
That is so good.
No cool.
If you could taste that, you would understand. So far.
I also add red pepper flakes, pepper, oregano, Italian seasoning. I ended up adding a little bit of Cajun seasoning today and paprika to the tomatoes. Yeah.
But yeah, as for me having you here, I've really, really enjoyed it too. You have been my companion, my partner. It was bad though, because I felt really bad. The very first week that she arrived to Korea, literally like 2 days afterwards, we got in such a shitty situation.
No.
We went to Busan.
It was the weekend.
Yeah. Okay, anyways. Stop being so technical. Let me just tell the freaking story.
Okay.
God. Yeah, so we got into a really bad situation, and I felt bad just because we went to Busan and we were like, oh, like we were under the impression that we could just get train tickets to come back home, like with no
Without having to worry to get back.
without an issue, you know. So we just left it to like the very last thing. Like we were like, okay, like let's leave now. It was like 5 p.m. We were in Busan and it was a Sunday, so I have work on Monday. And I don't want to miss. I hate missing work. And yeah, so we met these people and we decided to stay a little longer in Busan that Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Because they backstory, we got like really like messed up that night before on Saturday, and we met this couple too. Like we were playing beer pong, whatever. And so they invited us to go on mini go-karting on a Sunday, on that Sunday, and that's why like it was just really really late. And yeah, and so turns out all of the freaking trains were all like sold out. And so we were like, fuck, like what do we do? We were literally like stranded in Busan and we had to be back home like that night, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
that is a 4-hour train ride back. We have to catch 2 trains.
yeah, it was a 4-hour train ride. So we basically had to sneak on the train. We had to sneak on the train, dude.
So our two people we met, they're from Daegu, and they were like, well, what you can do, there's an option. Well, we were looking into various options. We were looking at what about a taxi? That was like 300,000 won to go back.
Yeah.
A bus, but we didn't know where the bus station was at.
300,000 won is roughly like around like $260 for a taxi.
Yeah. And we were like, no, that's not the question. So then we were thinking, well, what about the bus? Like, there's no way buses go from Busan to Boryong. I don't know. We just didn't check. But then they're like, you do have an option. You could sneak on the bus, and if they catch you, just pay. And if they don't...
Train.
What did I say? Bus?
Bus.
Train. And they're like, just get on the same train we do. And then, because from Busan to Asan Station, Cheonan Asan, it's about almost 2 hours, right? And from Busan to Daegu, which is where the couple was gonna get off, they said, well, you only have about an hour and 30 minutes to try to stay on that same train without getting caught. We were like, okay, let's do it. So go ahead.
So we were like hiding in the restroom. We were hiding in the restroom, and then we were just like, like it just smelled like ass in there. So we were like, no, we can't do this. So we like ended up just standing in the walkway.
In the standing cart, yeah, in the back.
Yeah, in the back, and we ended up getting caught. Long story short, but they just made us pay the ticket, even though it was like packed or whatever. They just made us pay the ticket.
But we were on the wrong train.
Yeah, so it took us all the way to Seoul. And we weren't supposed to go to Seoul.
We were supposed to stop in Cheonan Asan.
So then we were like in another like weird ass predicament.
Oh,
so it turns out...
No. And when we were at the train station in Busan, he was like, well, it's going to take this amount of time to get to that train station. We'll just wait like an hour and a half until the next train from Asan takes us to Daecheon Beach, the Daecheon station. So he had already bought those tickets.
Yeah. But
we didn't know that the train was going to go to Seoul straight. It wasn't going to have any stops. So we got dropped off at the nearest location, like a stop before Seoul, like the actual Seoul station. And we were like, okay, so what are we going to do? So we get on the subway, which we were in the subway station. We didn't know how to get there. We wasted 30 minutes there trying to look for the train. And we get on it, and we were like, okay. Like, we're not going to make it on time. Like, we're going to make it to Asan Station right on time when our next train leaves. And then?
So we're on this train. We're literally sitting down on the steps. We felt like peasants at that point. And turns out we get to Chonanasan station.
We get off.
And we get off and we're like, okay, we gotta go look for the train that we have tickets for. Turns out that train that we had already booked was a train that we were on. It started in Seoul, and that was a train that we were supposed to get on. So it was just such a terrible moment, honestly.
It was a 4-day weekend, so a 3-day weekend, right?
Yeah.
So we had a big duffel.
So it was just like a really, really annoying situation.
Back and forth.
So we didn't know what to do at that point. We were stuck in Shonan, which is still about like 2 hours away from like where I live.
Mm-hmm.
Or like an hour and 30 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so at that point we were like, okay, well, plan Z, we have to get a taxi. So we spent like 110K on a taxi. Which is about like
one.
Oh yeah, one. Which is about like $90, but it was just unnecessary spending, you know. Like if we knew like how to like work the train system, everything, we would have been fine, you know. But it was just a huge learning experience, and it sucked. But I'm kind of happy that we went through it together, because now we know, and now we know everything about the trains. Like we do not mess up anymore at all. And we try to be a little more responsible with like booking, even though like sometimes they still like slip up. But
last weekend, Pohang.
Yeah.
We got train tickets back. It was just they were really early in the morning, because the rest were sold out for the day. It was either take a train back at 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. for a 3-hour-and-a-half train ride back. Yeah, 10 a.m. it is.
Yeah, so that was a big learning experience. But other than that, having her here just made everything like a lot better, you know. Like at least I didn't have to go through that by myself like I usually did. And yeah, so oh yeah, another situation we got in. So by where I live in Boryong, South Korea, which is like the west coast of Korea.
Mm-hmm.
West Coast, baby. Just kidding. So there's like a bunch of like little like mini islands like by where I live, and there's this one island that has like a really, really nice view. There's like a coffee shop with a really, really nice view. So I was like, I told Jannett, I was like, do you want to go? Like it has a really nice view. Like we could just go take a taxi, like whatever, you know.
Because one of his teachers from the school he teaches at.
Yeah, she like recommended it to me.
She was like, it's so nice, yeah.
So I was like, yeah, let's do it. You know, it's a Friday night. Like, fuck it. So we go. And everything's chill at that point. Like, we take our pictures,
nice.
we take our video, we make some TikToks, you know, like, it's fire at that point. But then, we're like, and then it just hit me. I'm like, wait, like, we're like on a damn near deserted island. There's only 1 or 2 coffee shops in that whole island, and that's it. It was like more of like a port island, you know?
Yeah, but to get to the island, you had to go under in a tunnel under the ocean to get to it, which is probably from the beach to the island was like, what, 15 minutes? But it was probably like 10 minutes under that tunnel, like driving. And we're coming up out of the tunnel and we're looking around and it's just dirt. Just dirt. And like, well, it's not just dirt, but it's like empty. There's no houses, there's no stores.
Yeah, it's just like a deserted island with like, it's like a port island, you know?
Yeah.
And so yeah, and then I'm like, oh shit, like there's no taxis around here. Like, how are we gonna do it? And we don't know how to speak Korean, so like we can't just call a taxi, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, we were like on desperate mode, and Jannett was like, ask this group of old ladies right here to see if they could take us home, or take us to the beach, at least, you know?
Just the beach, yeah.
And so I asked the old ladies, and they like immediately like denied me. They're like no, go ask them, because like it is sketchy, you know? We're like foreigners and stuff, like They probably thought we were like some human trafficker type shit, you know?
For old ladies? Is that like in
Yeah.
demand?
I don't know. I'm not in the black market like that. But yeah, so then we were like, oh my god, how are we gonna get back? Again, another situation. Like, how are we gonna get back? Like, we can't get a taxi. There's no trains here. There's no buses. There's nothing, you know? Like, there's nothing that comes out here other than taxis and cars. So we asked the workers, we were like, hey, like, do you think you could call a taxi for us? And at first they're super shook too. They're like, oh shit, they didn't drive here. They took a taxi here.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, oh yeah. So they're like calling the taxis for us. Super nice people, by the way. Like, shout out to them.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like calling the taxis. And they're like, okay, like, it should be here in 20 minutes. And then 20 minutes passed by. It's like, oh, hey, the taxi, like, canceled. And I was like, oh, my God. And then, again, 20 minutes passed by. It's like, oh, hey, the other taxi that we got for you is canceled. And I was like, oh, my God, we're going to be stranded here. We're going to have to walk home. It's going to be like 3 hours. So then it turns out that the guy was like, oh, like, if anything, if you can get a taxi, I could take you home. Like, don't worry about it.
They were already closed at this point. The
Yeah, they
coffee
were
shop was already
closed.
closed.
They were just like waiting on us to leave. So yeah, like, I could take you home. Like, don't worry about it. And I was like, oh my God, like, thank you so much. I'll give you like whatever you want, you know. But then they're like, but here, like, let me just try one more time. Like, let's see if a taxi like gets like accepts
right.
the call and comes over, you know. And so yeah, and they ended up accepting the call, and we got a taxi home. And it was just like such a stressful situation that like we could have avoided, you know, if we just knew, but we didn't. So that's what like that's another like sticky situation we got in.
We got into many.
But that's like the beauty of traveling by yourself, you know, in a foreign country. That's something that you're not used to at all, you know. That's the beauty of it. That's why we do this, babe.
He's gotten himself in many sticky situations before me.
Yeah.
Remember, you weren't able to get a taxi back to your hotel, so you had to walk like an hour. This was when there was still a curfew at 12, right? In Korea.
This was the day she was supposed to come, and I was like out like bar hopping with my friends, and they decided to leave, and I was like, oh, okay, like don't worry about it, I'll take a taxi. But there was no taxis that accepted, and my hotel was like an hour and a half away walking, which is weird because it's like only like a 10-minute drive, but it's an hour and a half walking.
It's because all of the hills in Korea.
Yeah, so I was like, fuck. I was like, she's gonna get here like in 2 hours.
It's because I was supposed to arrive at 5 a.m. or like closer to 6 a.m. and he was supposed to. Were you supposed to meet me at the airport?
Uh-huh.
He was supposed to meet me at the airport, and then out of nowhere, we're told that we're arriving almost 2 hours earlier than expected. So I'm arriving at like 4 a.m. and he had just gotten to his hotel at like 3:30. So he was like, "There's no way I'm gonna be there on time to pick you up. Like the subway opens in like an hour and a half or something like that." So and even after that, it takes like about an hour to get to the airport. He was like, your best bet is just to get a taxi. And we got a taxi. But it's fight or flight, I guess. You did an amazing job with all of like the taxis and Naver map.
Yeah. That's good.
I would just stand there and like, oh, did you get a taxi yet? He's like, babe, I'm trying. I don't know how to work any of that, but only because my internet sucks. So if you're coming to Korea, make sure you get a SIM card.
Yeah, but those were the bad experiences. We obviously had a lot of great experiences. The great experiences outweighed the bad ones. So if you want to come to Korea, don't let those stories scare you.
No.
But those are just things that you're gonna have to go through in life, you know, in order to learn.
Honestly, I feel like
because life is the greatest teacher.
It is. Quote.
A little quote. Yeah. A little quote from my dad. Shout out to my dad.
But as I was saying, I think we only went through that because we were just trying to explore all of Korea. Usually when people come to Korea, they stick to one spot, right?
Yeah, like Seoul or Busan, or maybe just Seoul and Busan, but like nothing else.
Like we went to Cheonan and we visited. Did you vlog that trip?
No.
We saw the biggest Buddha in this country.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool.
But yeah,
the temples were huge.
Yeah, it was really cool to still. But yeah, so if you want to come to Korea and you're like trying to plan out your itinerary, subscribe. There's quite a few things. Sorry. So if you want to come to Korea and you're like trying to plan out your itinerary, and you're like, what should I do? Subscribe! I vlog all the things that I do here, so it'll give you a little idea. But if you're like, you want to like see what I'm doing out here, and you're like, that looks dope, I want to go there, subscribe. You know, it's free. It's free. Start pressing that.
But yeah, Korea has been very nice to me. Every single time I've gone out to the stores by myself, everyone's very helpful. Yeah. Today, I think the lady might have just been inviting me. She's an older lady, so I don't know if that had anything to do with it. But
okay, let's cut it off now. But yeah, so overall, Korea, 2 months. What are your thoughts?
I like it. Everyone's very nice. The food is... It was kind of hard for me to get used to.
She's allergic to pork. They serve pork everywhere here.
Yeah.
So it was a little hard for her.
When I got here, I didn't think they had that much chicken just because he was never able to find chicken for some reason, but I found it super easy at the store.
Sometimes, women just search and guys look, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry, finish.
The food is very good. My favorite food of all time is probably dakbalgi.
Dakbalgi, if you don't know what it is,
look it up.
Look it up. It's just fire.
It's very so fire. Good. And also that place we tried right next to it, the place right here that has like the picture of the spicy chicken with the cheese. I don't know what that's called, but that is very good also. Do you know what that is called? No,
we just like show them a picture. Like, Ego Juseo.
Yeah. It's because here in Korea. Oh, maybe I should say major. That was thunder. Yeah. It's raining right now.
Oh, shoot.
What? Your friend? So maybe things I wasn't used to.
What?
Like here in Korea, things I found like different.
Yeah.
Also sidewalks.
There is no sidewalks. In some places. In the city there is, but like in places like where I'm at, there isn't.
Yeah, for the most part. Cars just drive through everywhere. So you kind of, make sure you're aware of your surroundings.
Alright, let's end it.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, that's it. Because we're done eating, now we're just talking. This is a mukbang.
Oh, we still have dessert? No, I'm scared you won't like it.
Oh, well. Let's check this though before we...
I just started drinking mine.
Pues. Okay, so we'll end it off there. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And comment too. Like I really like reading your comments. I have been seeing the comments. I will be doing a room tour, or an apartment tour, but it's technically a room tour because it's only one room. But yeah, I'll go ahead and do that soon.
Just because I was taking up a lot of the space.
Thank you for watching.
Oh yeah. Wait. How do you do it?
Those are all like the Korean things. Okay. Later. Oh yeah. Let's do a thumbnail.
We have no more food.
Oh, we should have done that in the beginning. Or how about we just like go like this, and then we drink. Or hopefully. Oh shoot. That'll be the thumbnail. All right. Bye guys.